You guys, congratulations.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you. Thank
you.
you so
You
much.
you had such an incredible run. 4 episodes, top three, including a first place finish.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh,
Well,
Amazing.
really, 4.5 episodes because we
we
finished the
killed the
coconuts
coconuts.
second. So we were doing really good
There you
until
go.
that darn coral.
That's such a good point. I mean, let's be honest though, like, did you not realize how good you were on the race?
We really did not. We really did not. We were older. We were slower, as in running, foot leg running. I felt like we got lucky on a couple taxi rides and a couple memory challenges, knowing he was amazing at
Right.
memory. But really, no, we thought we were in the middle of the pack and doing well, but not nearly as well as everyone thought we were doing.
Yeah. I think for us, being married 26 years, we knew great communication. We knew how to do well when it comes to Amazing Race in that context. And then knowing what our strengths and our
Yeah.
weaknesses were. So being decisive in those moments when it came to the challenges, we knew that's where we were going to build up our buffer. We just didn't expect the buffer to last as long as it did against those other elements. And so when we start creeping up, doing really, really well, finishing really, really strongly, we're like, this is a surprise to us.
Yeah.
Like this shocked us.
Yeah.
So when we get to the driver's seat,
Yeah.
and Lori, you have 25 pounds. What are the feelings coming up here?
Well, I was genuinely surprised because I thought we had a connection with Jonathan and Anna being mother father couple, teams, and being in the front. I thought we had a little pack that we were going to try to stay in the front. So genuinely, I was surprised. But really, I could have been given 15 pounds or 50 pounds. I would have gone just as hard, just as quick, just as strong as I possibly could. It doesn't matter. Like, it wasn't like I was pissed off and that's why I went so hard and fast. I would have just gone as hard as fast because that's my personality. I'm just going to try to give it my all in that moment. And that's what I did.
Yeah, and I think what
Good
was
job.
really exciting that didn't make the edit during that episode was when we got to the mat, Phil said, Lori, you beasted that challenge. And we're like, yeah, yeah, thank you. And he goes, no, you were the fastest time of all the teams, even the ones that had 15 or 20 pounds. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool to hear
Wow.
Phil like giving you those accolades. And he goes, and you were faster than all of our production teams the day before that tested the challenge. So we're like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
That was awesome. That was
So
great to
that was
hear.
cool.
Yeah, again, strong team. You guys were so good.
Thank you.
So going into the U-turn, what is your strategy for voting Jonathan and Anna?
Just, it wasn't because we were mad about them. We had that little moment with them at the monkey sanctuary where we were kind of, asked them about it, like question them, like, what the heck? Because we're so good at communication. If something bothers us, hey, it's not like we're trying to call you out. We're just like trying to clear the air of what's going on. That's what we wanted to do. And we are like, we forgive you. Like, there's no hard feelings. We hugged it out and it was no hard feelings whatsoever. It was, they were doing so well. They were doing better than any team in season 37. And so they just needed a little bit. We knew there was other teams that were going to be mad at them for giving them the 25 pounds as well. So we were hoping that they would just have a little hiccup and not be in the front of the pack for at least one leg of the amazing race.
I literally thought it was going to be 8-1. I thought whoever Jonathan and Anna voted for would be the second place team. But Lori had it in her gut. Literally, that's what got the edit was she's like, something doesn't feel right about this. I don't know what it is. And I was like, no, you shouldn't worry. Like everyone loves us. There's no reason why they would vote for us
Yeah.
because I couldn't separate the game aspect of this from the connections that we had made with people. And I applaud the others that could, but that's why you see us genuinely shocked in that moment to be catching votes because we're like, I don't know why these people would be voting against us. Like, what do they not like about us?
Right.
Because again, we hadn't perceived ourselves to be any kind of threat in this game. We just had gotten lucky in our perception of it. So it was cool. I mean, we appreciate the accolade, I guess.
Right. So in that moment, it just feels like a personal, like
Yeah.
something against you instead of the game.
Yes. So, I mean, we were surprised at first. The one that kind of hurt our feelings was Nick and Mike because we genuinely thought we had a good connection of a friendship with them. We never had an alliance or anything like that, but we just thought a friend wouldn't vote for us, kind of a thing. And then what kind of tipped it over into more of an argument is with Mark calling us out on saying that we're fake, that we're not really friends, that we're not really, I'm sorry,
No,
that
we're not that nice.
we're not that
That was
nice.
disingenuous.
And trying to talk to him about it. I mean, of course, that 10, 15-minute conversation is down to like 20 seconds, but just like realizing, okay, he's not even listening to what we have to say of us defending ourselves, because this is not true or accurate at all. Like, we are genuinely kind and supportive and nice to people. Like, we genuinely have that abundance mentality that we want everyone to succeed. And so when he just kept like, nope, 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 I don't believe you. Like, you guys are like, this is gameplay. This isn't how you really are. I was like, we're not friends. Like, I don't like drama. I don't want to deal with this. Like, I have so much on my plate as a mom of 8 sons. Like, I don't need to worry about this insignificant little thing. Like, I am done with, talking to you about it. So that's kind of like
That's where it boiled over.
my feelings were hurt with Nick and Mike, but it was more of that like argument between Mark of saying something that was so inaccurate and ridiculous that it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Pause the game. Like, this is not true at all. But
You beasted out those coconuts. What was the trick here with the coral?
oh my
don't
gosh,
know.
we don't know. We thought we
this
got
day-
it. We
to
thought
this
we
day,
got
we
it on
don't
the
know.
first and second time. So, and Jack and Carson alluded this to us when we ran past them. They had said,
They gave us
pay
the heads
attention
up.
to the color. And when the coral is wet, it's one color. When it dries, it slightly changes the color. So we had one piece of coral out, and we kept trying to change things out. And it was that one piece that finally, when we re-wet it all, we could see was slightly off. We changed that one piece, and then we could get the heck out of there. But dang coral, man. And I'm a Cali girl. Like, our
love to
vacations are
snorkel.
around the beach and to snorkel. And I'm like, where can we go that's tropical and lush? And I'm like, ooh, they did me dirty on that one.
I mean, we don't study coral though.
I
Like,
know, right?
And it was bizarre territory for us because when it came to like detail oriented or memory challenges, we had always done 1 or 2 attempts and we were out of there. So to be hearing like 7 times, 10 times, 15, whatever it was, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. It just couldn't commute in my mind
Yeah.
because I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like, I
Yeah,
know
I'm like,
I've got
no,
this
no.
right.
This is right,
like-
buddy. I don't know. You got to will you
Check
re-look
the
at it?
answers.
Like, I'm like, this is not making sense because he's got such a brilliant mind and memory and so strategic in that with the, the small details. I'm like, Scott's got it right. Like, I'm not even doing anything, buddy. You got it wrong. Scott is right. But
We weren't.
we weren't.
well, and to be fair, you weren't the only ones to have an issue with this. It looked tricky. So I never know if it's editing or what, but we do see Jonathan and Anna running by. You mentioned them. So how far behind do you think you were, like
We
from
were
these last moments?
We were close.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
close. When we got to the coral, they were just coming out of the ocean from finishing dropping off the coral. So a couple minutes we were behind them, knowing that we are stronger and could do the coconut challenge better than them. We knew that. So we were like, we've got to hurry and get this coral,
Dang coral.
because I know we could beat them. Like, if we had on your market set go of coconuts, we could have beat almost any team because we were so strategic in the fact that we took
Two
two
trips.
turns and filled it with the smallest coconuts that were lighter weight when people were only one other team took 2 turns when everyone else was taking 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, waste of time, work smarter, not harder. Like, I don't have the energy to run that or walk that distance with my bike and the coconut. So I'm like, we outsmarted almost everybody with that, and we definitely did with Jonathan and Anna. It was just the trick of the coral just messed with us and we could not get it.
Yeah.
So when you're standing on that mat with Phil and he's telling you that you're eliminated, what does this feel like?
Oh, it's devastating. Like, there was a slight glimmer of hope that he would be like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
Or keep on
Yeah,
racing.
here's the next clue. Keep on racing.
Or not elimination
something.
leg,
Like,
like-
that would have been like our saving grace. But yeah, it was devastating because we felt like we had just a little bit more in us. And I felt extra bad when Scott kind of broke down and started crying because I knew he took it personal, that he felt like he lost the race because he couldn't remember the coral even though it was a team effort. And so I know he took that personally, and so that was hard to be there with Phil.
Was there a favorite leg, a favorite task? What was a highlight?
I think for us, it was definitely winning a leg. Like
Yeah.
I never thought being on the Amazing Race is the best experience in the world. Like we're so grateful for the experience. Winning a leg is so rare to even be able to have happen. So we were grateful to be in a position where we could actually win. I felt like we made smart decisions, not only in leg two to go from last to second, in critical moments that let us leapfrog our way forward, but then also critical decisions in that leg three that just let us separate ourselves from the others enough to be able to pull off that win. And it was fun to rewatch that leg with our kids because they didn't know that we had won.
Yeah.
And so we're watching at our watch party and they're all in the front row. And fortunately, our oldest son was home from med school for spring break. And so we had all 8 of our sons there and watching their reactions.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It was incredible.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
And what is this like to have this experience together?
No, it was awesome. I mean, of course, having the opportunity to race with anybody on the Amazing Race would be a once in a lifetime opportunity. But to go with someone that you fully trust and their strengths and weaknesses and they know yours and the communication, like we knew we would do well. Even though we knew teams would outrun us, but we knew we would do well because we worked together so well. And it was kind of a vacation. We got to go to all these amazing places to do these really unique challenges. And I didn't have to worry about children and like all the other little things that you have to worry. Like our travel is booked pretty much. Like we didn't have to worry about any of that little stuff that you do on travel. But yeah, to go with this guy was like, oh, the cherry on top of the most amazing experience ever.
Well, and what I loved about Lori was that she was able to come on that show. And one of the mantras that she teaches and talks about so much is like, you're not just a mom.
Yeah.
It's this mentality of like, for so much of our lives, we carry this responsibility on our shoulders that almost morphs our identity into that responsibility. But for her, she's always being adventurous, always going outside of her comfort zone, doing crazy things like climbing a bamboo tower or threshing rice, showing that we're more than just this. And being able to be successful in that, I think just demonstrates so much about the fact that like we can change that mindset for ourselves. And so it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your marriage too. What'd you say, 26 years?
26.
Oh, amazing. Congrats to that as well. But it was so fun to watch you guys. So fun to get to know you. I appreciate your time today.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Sarah.
Sarah.